Hello everyone. Welcome to Houdini Hangout on the 22nd of March. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to be this week is the KineFX week for the Mardini competition. In case you aren't following along, but if you are, I'm sure you know that all too well since you've been probably taking up most of your free time doing all the Mardini stuff. um, I was very active last year. This year my life has been a little bit more hectic, and so I realized I wasn't going to be able to do it every single day, but yeah, I've been submitting as much as I can, so we'll just leave it at that. So um but yeah, I was kind of thinking this week that we would talk about just the KineFX tool set as a whole. I think it can be a little bit overwhelming in some cases. Even for me, I've been doing this for a little while now, as far as working in Houdini. But um, it's a little bit of a different way of working. There's some different tool sets and things like that than maybe what you're familiar with. So I figured we'd go through it, play around with it, see what we can do. Work mostly with stuff I think that we'll have from within Houdini. But to be honest, I haven't really don't really have a huge plan for tonight, as far as what we're going to be doing. So if you guys have any questions or want to play around with anything, want to see how stuck you can get me on some crazy question, I'd be happy to try something out. But I think what we're going to do is just kind of walk through KineFX and through some of the nodes that are for Mardini this coming week. So here's a list of all the different nodes and things like that. So for this week, that we're focusing on KineFX, and so the skeleton node was technically yesterday. Rig pose was today, and then skeleton blend, full body IK chains, secondary motion, and rig match pose. So of these, the ones that I'm probably the most familiar with are like I think I did full body IK, secondary motion, rig match pose, like some of these, skeleton, rig pose, those types of things. But we'll just go through it. We'll play around with some of them, just kind of see what we can get, see what happens. So yeah, it should be an interesting week. I'm also pretty interested in next week to see what I might do for that. Be kind of close to the end of the month. There'll only be a few more days left, but maybe we'll play around with Solaris a little bit. I actually did a pretty cool thing for my for the day job at D Post in Buffalo, New York, and I did a thing where I was putting together a bunch of assets that we had downloaded, or that were from Kitbash actually, and I was putting them into USD assets with Arnold textures and Redshift textures and things like that. So maybe in honor of that last week, I'm not sure what I would really do from an artistic standpoint, from like an artistic creation standpoint, but maybe we'll just play around with some of the tool sets in Solaris, just, so people can see it, have a little bit of fun. So, all right, anyways, back to this week, back to KineFX. So what I'm thinking we will do is work with some of the default, animation type things that are built into, into Houdini. There's a few different things. If you come up here to the menu up here at the top in our, oh goodness gracious, I'm for the shelf. Sometimes your brain just turns off. Up in the shelf up here, there are characters, and so we can grab some of these mocap bipeds, things like that. These have the mocap bipeds have actual animation built into them. So like if we drop one of those down, we can see that there is a walk cycle here that will run through. I mean, this is all really very basic stuff, but he's got a walk cycle. We can do a run, a wait, oh, interesting. So we can turn on or off in place animation here. We've got a standing. It looks really funny when he's standing, because really he should be like moving like that. But when you do in place, it looks like his feet are wiggling. It's pretty good. Zombie. Yep. And a rest pose, which is just a T pose. And why that's over there, I'm not 100% sure, but there it goes. It's way over here. In place animation makes more sense. Hey, Human Element, how you doing, man? Hopefully your evening is going good as well. Nice to see you in the chat. Uh, I forget what your tag is on the Mardini website, but if we look here, let's see. I am pretty sure. Yep, here. If we look down here, our friend Human Element made this animation right here. It looks like he goes by VG 12,000, and he actually came in, what is it, third place for day 18. So that's pretty exciting. Congrats on that. I know some people out there. I've seen a couple different people on Twitter and stuff that have won, and that is super exciting. So, anyways, yeah. So welcome. Thanks for coming and joining us, and glad to have anybody else that might be joining us as well. So, cool. So there's a few different of these mocap biped. I'm not 100% sure why they've split these out so much, but let's see. Here's the second one. I believe I used this one actually for something last year. Yeah, I think I used that guy, if I'm not mistaken. You are welcome. Glad to give you a little shout out there for your win. There's our in-place animation for jogging. We got running here. You could use that. That's kind of fun. Let me see. Let's turn off in-place animation. He's really cranking. Anyways, so there's all these different characters that are built in here. There's also this third one that has some other motion to that. I'll turn this guy off for a second. I feel like these are kind of like they've added these as the time goes on, I guess. Maybe 1, 2, 3 here or whatever. This one seems to have a ton of different. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for. Oh, hey, Crossfader. Nice to have you with us. Glad to have you with us as well. Thanks for the congratulations on me winning one as well. Thank you. That was a stream, so you can go back and check out my lot subdivision stream, and I got to get a little win for that. Maybe I'll get a cool prize pack again this year. Yeah. Thanks guys. Yeah, the rig pose one is it's a little interesting, so we can play around with that a little bit, but let's see here. So maybe we'll use this mocap biped here and go with it, and we can kind of talk about how some of these things work. So a lot of times what I would probably do for if I was working in KineFX is I might not always I don't think I would animate that often in there, but like, I'm not a character animator, so I can't really speak too much to that, but maybe as I play around with it, I'll have better things. But I think bringing in a lot of mocap data is really a great thing to do. I actually was able to get a download of some biped, some dog mocap data, and I was using that because we're going to be doing probably a short story at some point in the next year about with some dog animation in it. So I was like, well, let me play around with some mocap data. We do have a character animator at work, but anyways, so there's a couple different ways that you could bring in your animation data into KineFX, but we've got our biped here, and if you go inside of here, it's just so terrifying to look at. It's just, there's bones and nodes everywhere. It's just kind of crazy. And maybe this is what really the difference is between these, because if you look at mocap biped here, if we put that one down, I'll turn the second one off. Here's the third one. This one's organized a little more cleanly. It's a little bit of a cleaner hierarchy, but still it's, you're using chops and, all these different things here. Here's our geometry and all these different things. So anyways, the really nice thing that we can do here is I guess we could just leave these all here. I can throw mocap biped 1 in as well. And we'll just line those up there, and I'll just maybe turn those green just so I know that they're there. And then let's do a geo node. And in here, we could start doing our KineFX fun. Turn that. All right. So it's really easy to get one of these characters that are at a geometry level into KineFX. You can just do you can just type character. There's a couple different character imports. The one we're going to use is the scene character import, so I'll grab that first. But if I do character, and do FBX character import. This is kind of a similar thing, except you're looking at an FBX file, which is pretty standard if you're used to working with character animation and things like that. That's usually what most programs are going to output if you're transferring it and such. So, character FBX is a great way to go if you've got different files that you're using online or whatever that you maybe downloaded or whatever you might be using. But we actually have our objects at the scene level, so we can use this. So we can find the subnet path here. We can click on that, and we've got our different bipeds in here. So let's do 2 because I think I liked that animation the best. So let's do biped 2. I'm also going to hide the other stuff so we're not seeing the ghost of our character coming through here. And so now you can see we've got our character coming in, which is great. I can adjust some timing things here, stuff like that. But so we have 3 different geometry pieces of geometry that are going to come in. The first one is going to be null. Drop that down. We'll kind of take a look at all these. We'll make a couple nulls, and then we can just kind of see what's coming into each of these. So here's our geometry. That's what we're looking at right now. No surprise that the first output is what we see. Here's our second output. There's the rest pose, and here's our third geometry, which is the animated pose. And you can see here animated pose, capture pose, rest geometry. So there we are. There's our rest. I'm actually going to turn the points on just so we can see a little bit better. And the one thing that's really interesting about KineFX is that there's always a path, like an edge or whatever, a primitive that's connected between the origin and the character, and they believe that's what they use to determine how far they are away. You can see here it's also looping as well, so it runs and then it loops, then it runs and it loops basically. So we can adjust that obviously, but so this is kind of the standard stuff that all comes in, and obviously you can tell here that we're using some pretty basic stuff. I mean, it's literally 152 points. There's no like weird bone looking things or anything like that. And each of these points should have a name attribute on them that will connect to these different parts of the skeleton that were created. So it's pretty straightforward. There's not a crazy ton of stuff. Like if we look at this, I mean, literally it's just points. There's points, there's primitives here, but they don't have any attributes on them, and there's no detail attributes. So it's literally just point attributes that we're dealing with. And it should be for both of these as well here. So that is the kind of nice thing about this, is that now that we have point attributes, you could literally do, just about anything to this, and it will, it'll react to just what you're doing to these points, which is kind of a neat thing to think about. I mean, you can use point fops, wrangles, all that kind of stuff to like mess around with these things and do different stuff to them. I mean, in this case, you probably wouldn't, because it'd be a little weird for a character, but it certainly is something that's possible. So anyways, so we've got our character in this scene now, and we've got our geometry here, and we have all this other stuff. Well, how would we get this geometry to deform to this, right? Because at this level, it's not deforming, right? So we need to do something to be able to deform it. So if we go into KineFX, and let me think about what node it is that will transfer that back. I think it's a deform. Let me just type that in. I think it's deform. Oh, what am I missing here? It's really simple. There is join, secondary motion. Secondary motion is the real fun one. I like that a lot. That was a lot of fun to play with, especially when I was messing with playing around with a dog. It's pretty helpful. Motion clip, I'll show you that in a second, and we'll kind of talk through that. Joint deform, that's got to be it, right? Yep. Rest geometry, captured pose, animated pose. Great. So if we take this, do the 1, 2, 3, shift click on all those, click here. Now we should be right back to where we were. Hooray! We have a running character again. We did absolutely nothing. There it is. Pretty fun. Pretty straightforward. So this literally is doing nothing. It's joint deform. I knew it was deform something. I didn't think it was joint deform though for some reason. Anyways, so if we knew here like our clip name, we could use that I believe as well, but for some reason it's not showing that. But anyways, all right. So there is our character. So let's look at what we could do here that might be more interesting. So let's just say we wanted to bring in a couple character imports, right? Like let's say there was a few different character imports that we wanted to bring in. So maybe let's see this. Let's see if we brought in this mocap biped 3, if we what that would do for us. I'm going to turn this guy off at this level. I just want to see what this is doing. So he's just standing there. Let's see. What if we do a walk and turn? Let's see what he's got in place. Let me turn that off. Take a look at this. Yep, there we go. There's his walk. It's a real fun walk. So let's see if we can. Obviously, you blow him up like a yeah. Of course, you'd blow him up like a balloon. Of course. Why wouldn't you? I mean, this is Houdini. That's all it does, right? Is blow things up like balloons, right? So the cool thing is if we do a motion clip, right? What we can do is we can bring that in and start to create some motion clips here, right? So this motion clip is now going to create, our animation right here, right? So now that's not animating, it's just stationary. And what we're going to want to do is figure out what our range is here for this clip, right? I don't know off the top of my head. If I was animating it by hand, I would obviously know, but it looks like we are going to frame 63. Perfect. So if I go into here and say frame range and delete this value here, I can go to 63, and that should look exactly the same. But if I start taking them down by frames, you'll see that they're going to start to go away. In fact, is it 63? Yeah, sure is. So, so there we go. So we got a motion clip from this. And the cool thing is now, Houdini will start to see these motion clips as, like a way to basically stack animations together, right? So if we wanted to, we could probably, let's see here. I believe this is going to have, yep, motion clip, all this stuff here. It's got clip info that it's saving. Let's see. So if we wanted to do another thing with a motion clip, I can type. All right. So, yep, here we go. So what we can do is we could take a first motion clip and a second motion clip and add them together. Now, these are the same things, so they're probably not going to do a whole lot, but let's see here. No, it doesn't look like there's any difference there, and I believe that's because I need to change some things here. So maybe compute locomotion. Nope. Oh yeah, there we go. Maybe that's going to do it. Will that put a second one on here? Let's see. It's calculating. Oh, okay, gotcha. So it wants us to do a locomotion joint. Oops. Let's see if we can select that. So we need to find this master joint, right? Huh. If you press J, you can connect all streams at once. That is a great thing. I did not know that. Oh, gosh. That's a great, wow, pro tip right there. Very nice. I like that. Yes, I love the J stitching tool. If you don't use that enough, I just didn't know it connected all three. That is, gosh, everybody at Side Effects needs a gigantic raise for putting that in, because that is just wonderful. If you use any other node-based stuff, I don't know what other ones you guys might use, but it is unbelievable how much better Houdini's nodes are than any other thing. Like there's nothing else like it. Anyways, All right, so we want to play around with that. Let's bring in another motion clip here and see what we can do. So let's do this here. I'm going to try to import another thing from the scene. So let's go up here. Let me grab the biped 3, accept. Let's see if I can bring in a clip name here, or no, just just that. Yep, don't need to do that. Yeah, nothing compares to it, right? Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's an entanglement tip, but man, that is a good tip. That is, I mean, you need a raise for. I mean, I would give you a raise, but I don't get paid anything either. So, but yeah, that is awesome, and yeah, nothing compares to Houdini's note system. It is insane. It's absolutely. I show it to guys at work when they're like people that don't work in Houdini very often. They're just like what the heck? Like most of our guys will work in other guys work in Maya or Cinema, and they're like, yeah, we we can't do anything like this. It's insane. So, anyways, all right. So let's try to bring in. I'm just trying to see if I could add some like just clip names here, so I don't have to like specify. Um, so I don't have to. Oh, I see. I see. This is actually saving the clip name. I got you. So this is actually creating the clip name. That's my bad. I was misunderstanding what they were saying here. So this would be like, in this case, it might for mocap biped 2. This would be running. So I could just call it like this. I could do biped to running. I bet you this is going to create a clip detail here for us. Maybe. Yep, there it is right there. Biped 2 running. So that's what that's doing. I misunderstood. Anyways, hey, we're here to learn. So there we go. There's a little piece of information. So and this should actually see that as well now when we're looking at that. This should also have the name biped running 2, biped 2 running. So that's good. I'm going to remove that for a second. I just don't like seeing a little error in there. So let's grab a couple of these mocap biped 3s. We'll just call biped. I just wonder if we could get these. Let's see. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking out loud if we could get this here. I'm going to look inside of here and see exactly what's going on. So we've got our chops here, and I'm guessing that this is where all of those clips are coming in from. Yep. Yep, but I don't see an easy way to get that. So let us, yeah, we'll just do a couple of these. That's fine. So I'll call this one walk L. There's our 1. And then this one will be, let's do walk R maybe. Nah, that's weird looking. Let's do a walk turn 90 for one of them. He should walk and turn. Great. And then we'll do the other one as just the walk regular. Great. And let's do walk R001. I think that's going to just be on what foot it's on. Yeah. Looks like he's starting more or less on the right foot. Okay, great. So I'm going to call this walk R, and then this one's going to be walk turn 90L, I guess. I don't know. Walk turn 90L, I guess. I don't know. We're just making it up as we go here. All right, so let's grab these. So we got the walk R like that. I'm actually going to make a motion clip out of that one. Now you can obviously put multiple motion clips into these, multiple animations into here to make motion clips and things like that. But I believe what we're going to want to do is take this. So we'll call this just walk straight. Right, so we'll call this one walk straight. I'll put an underscore in there because I don't like having spaces. And then we'll make another one here, make another motion clip, call this one, well, we'll select the other one, walk turn 90, and we'll call this one walk turn 90L. All right, great. So we got 2 motion clips here. So let's take a look at these guys. At least we should, unless I'm missing something here. What am I missing? Wait, what are we seeing here? What is this doing? All right, let's take a look at these nulls. Maybe I'm just missing something here. Oh, can it do this? No, it can't. That's too bad. But that works pretty nice. All right, let's just see if anything's coming in here. Nothing's coming in here. Of course nothing's coming in here. Why would it come in? Hmm. Interesting. Doesn't seem to want to bring those in. That's really strange. If I do this one. Hello? What's going on here? I broke it. Wait. Huh. That is really odd. What did I do? I broke it. This fails, we'll just make a new node, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully this one will be more fun. All right, let's go in here. Let's do another character import from the scene. There we go. Huh. That was so weird. Why would it do that? I'm not sure. Not sure why that happened. So let's do walk straight. And if we do a null here on this node, we should see that character movement. There it is. Yep. I don't think I want it in place because I want to actually, get the locomotion from these. So let's check that out again. Oops. Probably need to reload it. There we go. Great. We got a guy walking. All right. So let's do for walk straight. And then let's do a second one here. And we will do the walk turn. So call this one walk turn 90L. And then this probably needs a reload as well. Let's just check this guy out here, make sure that it is actually coming in. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. Now we're good. All right, so, excuse me, I feel like my contact's really bothering me in my eye here. My apologies. It's messing with my eye. All right, so let's make some motion clips here. So we'll do a motion clip. Well, you know what? Since today is goodness gracious, what is today? Today is the rig pose. Let's see what that actually does, just to kind of get us through that. So the rig pose here. What we want to do is, let's see, I think we want to bring in really any of these, but we can bring in the capture pose here. And I believe what we will be able to do is actually mess with these. There we go. So we can see that there's all of our joints, right? All of our lovely joints. And we can see the names of them and stuff. So like for the rig pose, we can obviously move these around and, obviously rotate them, things like that. Let's select this guy here. And they should all kind of, obey the different, poses and stuff. And what we can do then is if we do the, let's see, joint deform here. And I'll do the fun new J tool that we were talking about. There's that. And if we take this and stick it in between, you could start to mess around with some of these things. I'm going to clear that because I obviously don't want that to happen. Oops. So what this will be is actually, I will take, instead of doing the animated one for the second one, I'm going to take this for the second one, and this will be how it deforms it. So I'm going to put this one here. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to put the rig pose from just the rest position and put it here. So now we can take this guy and we can move him around and deform him and do all those kind of wacky things here. So yeah, great. We can move his arm and do this if we wanted to, right? So all these things are pretty much how you would, pose something in any other system. But obviously here, it's kind of nice because it's all at SOPs level. So it's all pretty straightforward and kind of easy to do. And I mean, you can put your characters in whatever poses or that type of thing. We can get these guys, I don't know, maybe he's doing some sort of crazy, like a kick in the air or something. I don't know, something like that. He's kicking up. I'm not a character animator, so, please no judgment here. Or he's like riding an air bicycle like that. There we go. Anyways, you can see here that really all that this is doing is setting a bunch of transformations on these nodes. And it knows their name basically, and it's using that to create these different transforms, right? So, for example, this one here, I think this one actually didn't do much of anything, but here you can see I can turn these on and off. I think that was one that I messed with and then set it back. So, and if there's multiple ones here, I could grab like his hips and probably move him around in space like that. So this rig pose node is basically something that you would use in a stream of this like bone data here, like something like this. And if I had like a motion clip, for example, I could possibly do a rig pose that might, I think that could even adjust where in that motion clip, like your arm might be or something like that. That's possible. I think there's a few different things that you can do with that, if I'm not mistaken. But this is kind of one of the most generic things that you might do is adjust, an individual pose of it. I think you can even, let's see here, if we open up the KineFX, I feel like there's something to do with, let me type in actually pose. Yeah, so here you could like extract key poses, I believe, from a motion clip. So let me see what that does here. So we've got our motion clip. Let's see what key poses come out of it. Anything here? Maybe if we do, yeah, just a couple here. So there's our key poses from that, right? We could do them every, 6, I don't know, something like that. And there's our key poses, right? And then I believe if we are going to do something like a rig pose here. Oh, that's weird. That didn't connect. I believe what we could do is we could actually take any of these. No, we can then do pose. Just take these. I'm trying to remember exactly how this works. Sorry. Right. So these are actually pack geos. That's right. So that's a little different. Oh. Sorry, just trying to think. So the times. I wonder if I could unpack these just out of curiosity, just to play around. Yeah, that seems like something. Okay. When they unpack, it looks good. That's cool. Um, let's see. Motion clip. Trying to remember exactly what each of these does. Okay. There we go. I think this is what we want, maybe? Yes. Okay. So this is a little different. So this is what you could actually do. I forgot about this. This is how you do your motion trail. So this is a way that you can actually adjust motion clips. So like I don't think you would use the rig pose on this actually, because what this is doing basically is has one of these paths for each of the individual clips, right? So if we wanted to, we could see. I kind of wish I could do it like that, but oh well. That's too bad. Anyways, I'm going to get rid of this. It's fine. So what this does here, this motion clip extract, is making separate paths for each of the joints in the object basically that are moving. And what you could do is take something like, you could take a point in here maybe like this, and we could transform it up. I don't know what this is even. What is that even? Sorry. I guess I should look and see what this what this actually is. Oops. Let's see what joint that actually is. So that would be his arm. Probably not the best one to do. So like this is his hand here, I think, right? Let's see. Yep, that's his hand. So like if we wanted to, we could take his hand from going down here, actually. Go back like this. Right here. Let's grab his hand. That, hit T. Up. We could probably do a little soft setting here, a little soft radius on it, maybe like that. And then I believe we can do a motion clip update. Yep. And I think we can do this and this. It should hopefully update that, I think. Yep, because this is looking for a joint list here. And let's see, can we do a joint group? Yep, I think we can do that. That's what we want to do. And so the joint group that we're using here was, let's see here. It's that point, and that point is, I can probably just do only show selected. And that was right finger. Right finger. Okay. Let's try that. And then let's see if we do motion clip evaluate, I believe is what we want, like that. Got that updated. Ah, that's weird. I thought that would work. Then you melt him into a deflated balloon. That's correct. Yes. Oh, man. Well, yes, we could certainly melt him into a deflated balloon. But I do want to play around with KineFX a little tonight. So this will be a little bit abnormal as far as not so much simulation, but more playing around in KineFX. So I don't know why this isn't updating. That's what I'm missing here. I'm missing something. Let me see here. Let me see. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to grab the old help card, see what we can find in here. Because I'm going to figure this out. All right. Well, it sounds like I'm doing the right thing. Takes the list of points, matching points within the motion clip. Oh, that's what I wanted to look at. What are these joint groups here? I think that's even right. I don't even think I need to do that. All right. Well, let's come back to that in a second. I'm going to think about that a little bit more. So we've got our motion clips here. Let's see if we can get these to blend together. That's kind of what I'd like to do. So we got one motion clip here. Got another one for this guy. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. That one you can see turns. Cool. So let's see if we can't get this to walk forward and then blend into the next motion clip. So let's do that. All right, I am going to move some of these guys around, maybe get rid of those. Let's just get those out of here. I'm going to do a motion clip right here, evaluate, because basically what this node does, if I can make sense of these, this motion clip evaluate is basically taking this sequence of all of these pack geometries and things like that that are in here, which we should have 481 pack geometries now. And what it's doing is it's figuring out, you know, at this time frame, what should be. Oh, no problem. No problem. Yeah, I'm glad to be able to go through some of it. I'm, you know, like I said, I'm kind of learning as well. I'm not super familiar with all these tools, so I've played with them a little bit, but and I've also watched some of the stuff that they've put out there for these, but you know, I haven't really, you know, figured the whole thing out completely. So let's see what happens here if I compute these locomotions. Maybe that'll help. So anyways, just to go back to this, the motion clip here creates a whole bunch of packed geos, which it's basically using to evaluate throughout the you know, throughout the frame range. In fact, what I should probably do here is actually tweak a couple of these things. So let's set these so that they're not 241 frames long, because they don't need to be. So let's do this one again. I'm just going to delete this. Go to, I think it was, no, it's not even, it's like 24 frames, I believe we have here for this first motion clip. So that should now only be making 25 pack geos. Let's see how far he goes here. Oh yeah, look at that. He goes back to the beginning. We don't want to keep having him loop. Oh wait, he is looping maybe from the other one. Not sure there exactly what's going on there. Oh, it's working. Our motion clip is working. That's what it's doing. Cool. It seems like it, at least. It's at least seeing the two. I was like, what's going on here? How's this happening? So yeah, it's playing the first one, then going into the second one. So it is technically sequencing them right now. So let's do this instead. Let's just connect this motion clip and we'll just worry about the first one. Because obviously this is evaluating and it's deforming down here and we're getting our geometry moving. So let's see. Yep, I'm going to go up to 24. That looks right. I don't think there's any more frames past that. Oh no, there is a couple. There we go. 27. Looks like frame 1 to 27. Boom, right there. Great. All right, so then let's look at this guy over here and see where that one goes to. So we'll set the frame range here. I'm just going to delete this channel again. And let's see where that guy goes to. Just going to pull it back until we get back to the start, and then we can just kind of dial this in. So 50. You can kind of see when these these things come in. There we go, 51. All right, great. So now we've got those two. Let's take a look at this, see what we can figure out here. So what this really should do is, actually, let's flip these. I'm gonna hit Shift R, flip those two. So what it really should do is we should be able to have him walk forward, or turn to the left and then walk forward some more. That's kind of our hope here. So let's see. He's probably gonna walk forward, turn left, and then jump back. Yep. So we actually want him to not quite do that. We want him to actually have his locomotion. So let's see if we can find. Yep, let's see if this will, oops, wrong one. Let's do low, yeah, go away. Low, I'm hitting tab, I swear I'm hitting tab. There we go. Locomotion. Let's do an extract locomotion here and see what this does. All right, there we go. Because I think what we want to do is calculate how he's moving and then have it actually shift these around. So let's grab the locomotion joint here. I think it is, let's see. I'm going to say it's hips. That's my guess. But I don't know for 100% sure. I'm guessing it's hips. All right, so that is the first one here. So let's do that. Let's extract the locomotion on this guy here. And it should be the same joint, actually, because they're the same skeleton, just with different animation. And why don't I... That's fine. They're crossing there, but whatever. That'll be fine. We'll survive. All right, let's see if this does anything better here. So let's do locomotion, use existing locomotion. I'm missing something here. Motion clip. Guess here's another question. Could we just do this? I don't know. It's a good question. I'm asking all the pertinent questions here. No, that doesn't look right. Oh, right. Anyways, that's just that. Well, that's interesting. You could technically do that, I guess. How would that work? How does that work? Doesn't really say. Okay. Anyways. All right. So we've got these guys coming in here, but we want to actually combine them together. Well, it looks like this cycle would actually extend it. So let's see if we did that, just out of curiosity. Oh, that's why. Gotta put this in here. My bad. Let's see. Doesn't seem right either. Motion clip cycle. Take a look at that. So what it's saying is that there should be, oh, it's saying, there we go. All right, now we got it going. So what we actually did here is it doesn't look all that interesting, but I think we're getting closer to some of the things that we want to do. So this is, so we have just like a straight walk cycle right here. So like, let's just say we couldn't cycle this before, and this was our walk cycle that came in. So I've calculated the locomotion there. So I'm not sure if we need that or not, but let's see. So in this case, this is actually adding cycles to our motion clip. So we can take this, evaluate it down here, and we'll see that this is just going to keep cycling, right? And depending on how many we do, it'll cycle, that much. So let's see if we can't, let's see if we can't adjust some of these things here. I'm going to turn this on just so we can see what's happening to our thing. That's not doing a whole lot. Let's see, what else could we do here? Let's revert that to defaults. It's interesting. What does that mean? Mirror. Oh! Now that's fun. There you go. Boing, boing. If you want to do like a boomerang or something like that, right? That's what that's called, I think. Anyways. Interesting. Got some blending going on there. What does that do? Oh, I see. Interesting. Interesting. Giving me a couple frames there where he's like blending back to the beginning, so that's interesting. Yeah, this should only give me 3 cycles. Pretty much, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Using existing locomotion. Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right. Whoa, oh. Well, that's different. I don't know what I just did there, but that's certainly different. Well, that's not what we want. Not sure what happened right there. Frame range. It looks like it's maybe if I delete this channel, what if I do this? Let me see. 27. There we go. Hooray. We got there. Guys, we got there. So let's see if I can do this. So hips. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens here if I do this. I'm curious. If I set these up a little nicer. All right, so we don't really want to do this. We don't need to extract the locomotion, it seems. So let's just get rid of that. Bye. All right, so let's do compute. We'll use hips. There we go. Let's go. We're getting somewhere now. Great. So now we've got a walk cycle. He's got a little skip there in him, but I believe what we can do is actually now do some blending here. So let's see. Yeah, we got it. We got there. It took a second, but hey, just be. we can be persistent, I guess, right? Let's see. Maybe overlap the sequences like that. There we go. Not bad. He's a little jittery, but it's got kind of a weird little little limp maybe going on there. I don't know. But there's a few different ways it looks like that we could do this. So we could do it like that. Let's see, what about not blending start to end? What does that do? No. Let's see. All right. Well, it's not the best walk cycle in the world, but hey, you know what? Let's not get too crazy here. Let's undo that maybe. And the other thing too is maybe it's not hips, you know? Maybe the actual one is this master. Let's see. Nope. Nope, not the master. That's for sure. It's not the master. Cool. This is kind of what I was hoping to see, so I was a little confused as to why we were missing this here. Look at that. You can actually shift the cycles as well. Oh my goodness, that's kind of cool too. Look at that. It'll give us like some space in between it. And I wonder if we can do blending between them now some more maybe. Oh, great. Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Good luck with your submission as well. Hopefully it goes well. I don't think I'm going to be doing much tonight. I'm just kind of screwing around. So this is more for just everyone else. So if you're, hopefully it was helpful on some level. Anyways, so what we can do is probably actually give these a little bit of space, like something like that maybe, and blend them. Let's see. Let's do be like 3, something like that. It's so funny looking. Oh, that's just entertaining. That's just so fun. There's just a lot of interesting things that are going on here. So we can obviously you can play with all these things. But with this in mind, you can obviously see what's going on here. It's not perfect, but it's something. But let's now go back to this. And I think we can make this work now. So instead of doing this motion clip cycle, I'm going to remove that, put this motion clip sequence in its place. Let's do compute locomotion. We know we want to use a joint. We could also do center of mass, it looks like, so that's interesting. That didn't look like it worked. So let's do a joint. We'll use the joint, which is hips. And there we go. It looks like we have something going on here. It is not correct though, because as you can see, he is going to go straight, left, and then instantly jump right. Boing. I mean, it's sort of working, but not quite. So let's see if we do it around the up. There we go. So if we connect it around this up axis, it seems like with our orientation method, it's going to go like this. And we got the wrong foot. We got the wrong foot. All right, let's see if we can't do that. So this was our straight walk. So let's try that. Instead of walk R, let's do walk L, maybe for that. Oh, or we could change this. This is walk turn 90 L. 90 L, L. So this is 990L R. Let's try that. Not sure if that'll fix it, but that might end on the right foot. So let's come up here. Let's reload that, make sure that's in with the new thing. We've got our motion clip still. Sequence, yep. And we've got our joint to form there. Let's see how that works. Now he's walking down. Now we'll do around the up axis, the ground plane, and we can use the joint orientation, I think. That. Oh, that's weird. Got a weird motion clip going on there. Let's see. Let's see what happens here if we reload this. That seems right. Oh, we don't need to do the locomotion there. That's fine. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see if we can't blend that out. Maybe we can blend that little thing right there. All right. Let's see if we give it some blend frames here, if that'll help us. Maybe we'll just do 6. Let's see. What if we do something like that? I'm gonna play with some of these other things here. We're doing some weird motion clip stuff again here. Sorry. Let me see. All right, that's looking a little better. It's not quite what we wanted to do, and there's definitely some weirdness there at the beginning. I'm not sure what's going on there. So let's see here. Which one of these is giving us issues? Let's see if we can't. Oops. So I'm just going to kind of move these around, make sure our motion clips are looking right. All right, that seems fine. Interesting. Looks like we have too many frames on that, actually. Don't like that last frame. Go down to 26 on that. That seems better. Just check this as well. There we go. That's the problem. This is only the 26. There we go. Well, hopefully that'll work a little better. Let's see there. So now I'm going to redo this mixed motion clip here. So what's happening here is it looks like we're blending a little too much, maybe actually. So let's go back to our sequence. Let's maybe do only like 3 blend frames and see how that goes. Okay. So if we do preserve length, that does some weird stuff because we got these like weird overlaps here. So let's do overlap sequences. We could maybe do like just 1 frame of overlap, maybe. Seems a little too long, too short. Let's do a little bit more, maybe. That's kind of cool. We can adjust how the samples are done in there. We can blend the frames together so we can get kind of a smoother look. That's pretty cool. It's not bad. Let's see what that looks like overall. Yeah, it's got a little weirdness there, but hey, you know what? For something that's basically doing this for us automatically, not too bad. Not too shabby. Obviously, we could clean up some of that stuff and adjust his pose, but for right now, let's just call that good. Let's see here. What if we did something else interesting? Let's see. Oops, excuse me. My headphones are falling off. Let's see here. Motion clip. Well, that's just for the 2 of them. Let's actually take one more look at something here. I'm kind of curious about this. What if we did blending velocities? What's that going to do? Thing. Seems better. Seems like we're too bunched up here, I think, by shifting the second clip. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's so goofy. Why was I not even realizing that? So this is with 0 shift in the second. And so we've got him basically just going like that. And instead, what we could do is we could shift the second clip, I don't know, by a couple seconds. And we should have it able to basically adjust where that second clip comes in. So let's turn this off. Let's see how many frames we could do here. So if we do it, we can kind of see where these frames are going to go, right? So like you can see how this kind of smoothly shifts between each of them, right? So we could do 6 frames and then do a sample increment maybe of every frame or every whatever number of frames it seems like here. So kind of interesting. We could do it like 0.5. That might be too fast, but kind of weird. But, you know, we can shift these things all around. So it's kind of neat, actually. And could do any easing that we'd want. Like that's a little too snappy, but you know, we could just do linear and bias it either way, it looks like. So that's kind of interesting. Shift that back a little bit, you know. Whatever works. So anyways, that is how you sequence these motion clips together, which is kind of cool. I wish there was a way that we could have like more of them together, but I don't see a motion clip I don't know what's the word, like where you have like multiple motion clips going together. Let's see what this blend is for. What is this blend for? Oh, that's kind of cool. So you could, it seems like you could blend in another piece of motion if you wanted to. So that's kind of neat. Let's make another one here and see if we can have, let's see what we got here. step up, maybe. It's kind of cool. All right, let's see if we can do that. What does this guy end on here? What foot does he end on? Oh, that's the wrong one. We want to look at this guy. Put these together. So he ends with his right foot coming up. So turn this off, look at this, and see which one we want to do here. So I think we want to do, yep, like that. Interesting. I don't really want, it's cool you can offset the cycle frame, which is kind of cool, but I wish I could just turn off the loop. Fortunately, that does not seem to be the case here, which is all right, but a little too bad. But all right, so let's say put another one of these in. I'm gonna grab this and put it to be, oh, that didn't name that one, so let's name that. Let's call it step up, up, L, I guess. I don't know why it's LR. This one's RL, RR. I guess it's just which foot you're starting and ending on. That's fine. All right, so we'll do that. Come back in here, and what we can do is we can grab this, add a motion clip to it. Let's see, there's, no, I'm gonna have to adjust this one right here. That's what I need to do. So we're gonna step up L, like so. Make sure we're good here. Reload it if needed. No, seems good. And then let's see if we can do another sequence. Like this. We'll take that as, nope, that's not gonna be good. We wanna do that. There we go. And let's see what happens here. So what we want to do, compute locomotion. Locomotion joint, hips again, because we know it's the same thing. So, and then we will do it around the up axis. And that is, you know, that's kind of doing what we want it to. It's kind of cool. All right, let's check this out. Motion clip, and let's see. So the other thing that we could do here is we could, you know, like for this one, we're going to want to probably shift it forward a little bit to pick up the foot, because you see the foot kind of jumps there, kind of goes bloop back. So we don't want that. So let's see if we can shift that second clip forward a little bit. Like so, maybe like that, right? Now the top of his body jumps, so that's not great. So let's do the blend. See if we can do some blend frames here. Sure can. Let's do like 3 frames. Let's see what that does. We do 6. How's that look? It's not bad. He stays there for too long. So what we could possibly do here with this motion clip, since this is actually only a certain number of frames, which we want to probably have it be longer anyways, let's see. Actually I'm just going to unhide that, untemplate that, and just come back here because that is slowing it down a little bit, I think, having it calculate all the way down. So let's just get this to be to the last frame right there, 28. Okay. So instead, what we could do here is we could delete this channel here possibly and maybe take a couple frames from the start of it, maybe like that. I don't know. Let's see if that works. Can't say for sure, but let's take a look. Let's look at how this guy moves. Yeah, so I think it's just all about kind of figuring out how these frames can all sort of blend together. So we do 6 frames there. Could maybe even overlap them a little bit. Yeah, that could actually work too, couldn't it? So let's try that instead, see how the overlap sequences work. Ha! Goes a little too fast, huh? Let's try putting this back to 1, see if that works any better. Shift that second clip back a little bit, maybe even. Because it seems to be a little too far, so let's see. Yeah, so it's kind of a, it's going to be a little bit of a balancing act with some of these things, right? To like figure out how you want them to actually go, you know? Look at that. He just slides across. Obviously not right. Um, but yeah, you got to just kind of play around with it, it seems like, and find something that works for you. Probably overlap sequence might be not the right one to do. Kind of feels like that's a little better. 6 maybe there. Maybe shift the second clip a little bit forward. Yeah, so it's definitely, there's some playing around here that you got to do, but um for the most part, you can get something that's starting to look kind of cool, and you just got to tweak around some of the motion clip sequences and things like that just to make it do exactly what you're hoping it'll do, it seems like. So there's some little tweaking and stuff to do there, but motion clips are pretty neat, I think, and a cool um, part of the tool set here. So um, the other thing we could maybe do with this is do some secondary motion. Let's see if we can't do that. So what we need is our skeleton and our motion clips. Let's try that out. So here's our motion clip sequence here, and I believe what this, let's see exactly what this is going to do. I don't remember exactly how this will work. So let's grab our skeleton from here, put it into the secondary motion. There that is. Let's grab this over here. Great. Let's see if we can't select some joints here. Let's see. What if we did what if he did like his arm or something like that? Be kind of interesting. I don't know what exactly that'll do, but let's see. And then the driver joint would be, well, let's see. Let's see what happens here. All right, let's grab, actually, let's do this for the driver joint, and then these two for the ones that are driven. Let's see here. Let's do maybe something weird like jiggle. I don't know. Um, let's see what that does. Let's see. So we want to bring this skeleton maybe back in here, I think. Funny. I don't know if this, do we want this driver joint? I'm not sure. There it is. It's definitely like jiggling his wrist around a bunch. It's like, oh, that's pretty silly. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Where's the end of this motion clip? Right there. We can just do this to 80. He's got this crazy jiggly arm. So let's see the difference here. Let's see if we can't do a switch in here. So this is the cool thing, is like you can use a lot of these same tools to mess around with these different properties. So first, let's check here and see what the difference is. So that's that one. So it's just really a jiggle there. So let's see if we can't do this. Let's take this. Let's select, oops, let's select all of these joints here. And then let's set the driver joint to maybe like this one. I don't know. Maybe we select a couple. I don't really know. Maybe something like that. Guess that didn't work so well. This is definitely some real weird stuff that can happen with this. Let's see if that's any better. Got a weird swingy arm going on there. I mean, obviously for this, it's not exactly what you want to do, because you'd want to add something that would, you know, more so be an extra thing, not an arm or something that's animated. But you can obviously see that you can screw around with some of these things and do some really, really wacky stuff here. So, oh wow, some real stiff. Oh, that looks uncomfortable. I don't think we want that. Cool thing is obviously these animate pretty darn quick, so that's always kind of nice. Anyway, so that's secondary motion, kind of fun, but maybe a little unnecessary in this scenario. So there we go. There's our guy moving around. Look at that. Let's see if we can't clean that up a little bit. Da-da. There we go. I was just trying to clean that up maybe a little bit. I don't know if that worked or not, but let's put this back in here. Cool. So we've got this guy moving, and he kind of walks up his little step there. Great. So this is how you can obviously put together longer chains of motion clips and blend them and do all that kind of stuff. Pretty neat. Obviously, you'd need to have the same moving, the same topology of your skeleton in a rig, and that would be, obviously a necessity. So um, let's see here. Let me see. I think I have some other stuff that I could bring in here. So let me see if I could find um kind of cool. There's like a character IO that you could write. You could use this as like a caching kind of thing for your characters. So that's kind of neat. Um let me look at my computer. I think I have some mocap data on here that we could maybe play around with and retarget a character. So let me see. Personal? Nope. Excuse me one second while I look through. Yeah, there's mocap. I've got a hip hop dance, so maybe that'll work. All right, that's cool. It's an FBX. I can bring that in. So let's do an FBX character import. Grab this. And I believe I can just look for the FBX animation file. Go to that, wherever my resources are, mocap. I think I just downloaded this from Mixamo. There we go. Cool. And it's a pretty silly one, but okay. Let's see. 240. Go here. I'm just going to turn this template off just so we can see what we're working with here. Great. Cool. So we've got this character import coming in, right? So we don't have, can do this here. So there's our character geometry, right? Here's our animation file. Let me see if I delete this, if it'll still come in. Might still. Reload. Yeah, maybe it will. So let's do null. So yeah, it does come in. There we go. Perfect. So here's this. And in fact, I'm just going to delete this. FBX character import. Just redo that because I don't know why that mesh was like looking the way it was. Oh, interesting. It must think that there's a rest pose here that there is not. So let's just look at these different inputs, or these outputs, I'm sorry, and see what's going on here. So yeah, so we've got a couple different things. We've got our rest pose for our character. This is our actual, T pose from the skeleton, and there's our animated thing going on here. So that's kind of fun. Cool. So let's see what we can do with our characters here. So let's do rig match pose. I believe that's what we want. So we got a target skeleton and a source skeleton. So let's see here. So our target is going to be this guy. So let's just cut that off. We'll use this standard guy here and see if we can't make him dance. So let's do target skeleton, source skeleton, like this. Okay. So there are our two skeletons. And so if we look at them, we can see basically what we're doing here is we want to get these two skeletons to more or less match up. So if we take, these, oops. So we want to actually like adjust these skeletons to match more or less, right? Like so. It's not completely about like making sure that they match in every way, shape, and form. I think you just want to get them as close as you can so that this will accurately, accurately bring your stuff back and forth here, over to the character. So I think that's actually pretty close. And what it'll actually do here too for you is it will So this is the tweak pose. These are all the poses that we're doing, and I'm pretty sure that that's just a rest pose inside of here somewhere. Honestly, there's probably just like a rest pose edit in here or something like that, or a tweak pose or whatever it's called. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I'm pretty sure that's in here somewhere. And so basically we've got these two skeletons that are now kind of matched together in this node here. They're rest poses. So we kind of know that those two things are kind of joined together. And what we can do is we can obviously scale these things up and down. But it will do, if you turn this on, oops, what just happened there? There we go. If we have match bounds turned on, that will actually transform the skeleton so that they match up size-wise. It'll kind of look at them overall and match them together. So kind of a nice, helpful thing. And in fact, I have a feeling that these are actually they're kind of off a little bit in space. So so that'll make sure that they're kind of matched in size and everything like that. Great. Excuse me. All right, so let's look at this KineFX stuff. And there is going to be this is the next one here that we want to do is map points. Yep. So if we do, let's see, is this going to work again? Oh, goodness gracious, that is wonderful. So now if we match these points, we're going to map these points together basically. And we should be able to do that right here. So if we go, now I'm not yet, there you go. You can start to see them draw together. And so what we actually want to do is probably hold down shift while we do this. Excuse me? What? All right, let's try that again. Weird. Surprised that that's not matching it. Huh. That's all right. We can just connect them together. And in fact, I believe that there's a way. Yes, here. So if we did this, for example, and we mapped this point here and mapped, oops, let's kind of have to navigate a little there. Mapped those points there as well, and we do auto map inline points, it will automatically map those 2 points together. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little, oh, there you go. There's a dotted line there. So, like, here we can do this. I don't know why it's not, you should be able to hold shift and have it mirror it on both sides. Not sure why it's not, but that's okay. And let's do this here and this here. So those are auto mapping those points together. Great. And let's do these as well. Head to head. That seems pretty good. And then is it full body IK? Is that what does it? Yep. Target. Yep. Source. Let's see. So I think oh, right. Sorry. I think what we can do is actually do this. And as long as this is, I believe what we can do is actually do a stash pose, I believe. No. That's not right. All right, sorry. We are just kind of working our way through this here. So I believe what we will do is take, maybe this goes like this. Let's see. Well, no, that didn't exactly work, but sort of doing something. All right, let's see here. All right, because we need to do that, maybe, and then that. No. All right, so let's just look at what we got here. We've got our mapping attribute set here. It's interesting that there aren't any attributes on these things that I'm seeing. Maybe they're just not point attributes. Oh, I know why. I have show only selected on. Sometimes it's the easiest things that aren't working. All right. So let's see. Rig match pose, map points. Great. So there's our mapping. We've got those going. Great. We've got mapping attributes here. So now down here, well, it's almost working. So I just have to remember here. There's something I'm missing here. Let's see. Compute rig pose. What that is even for? Okay, that worked. Feel like there is something in here that I am missing. Hold on. There is a All right, so let's do this. Pose. Let's do again rig stash pose rig. just seeing if there's something I could do with this rig pose here. Doesn't seem to be doing it as well. Let's see. I must be missing something where we can get the rest. This pose from it. Oh, that's just freaking out. Nope, nope, nope. Just looking through these here and just trying to find what I am missing here, because I'm sure I'm just missing something very simple. You know what? Let's just pull up this and see. I'm sure there's something very straightforward that I'm missing here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually just going to do this. Pull up the KineFX here. Let's see. And I just want to look at match pose. Ah, I missed the one major thing. Well, what I should actually have done here is do FBX animation import instead of character import. So, oops. That was my first problem. Let's see if that works now. Yep. Okay. All right, so what I should have done apparently is bring in the animation here, then do the rig match pose here, which matches those, then map the points here. And you can actually do this as well. I forgot about this. You can do the target guide offset, and that's a little helpful too, because then you can actually see which points are connecting to which points, which is kind of nice. Let's see here, rig match pose. Not sure why that's not saving that. All right, and then what we do is come down here and do the old joint deform. So let's see here. Go away. Yep, there we go. Yeah, this is a nice little walkthrough if you want to take a look at it here. But since we don't want to be maybe have to read all of these things, just minimize that. So there's the rest pose. This should be the animation. I don't know why it's not. Oh, there we go. There's the animation. There's the rest pose. Does the animation come with a rest pose? No. So let's see. What it was mentioning here was there we go. That's what we want to do. Okay. So we'll do a rig stash pose like so. Drop that in, and then we'll take this import. So we'll call this animation in, call this rest pose in like this. And we're also going to do a time shift because it needs to be stationary. We don't want it to be animating. And I'm just going to go up here and do hold first frame. Great. So that stashes that in, and then we can put this into here. And great, that seems right. Oh, right. This needs to come in there as well. So it needs to be the animated pose. That's what it needs to be. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out exactly why this isn't using our rest poses here. I'm not 100% sure. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some coffee, and I am going to just mess with this for a second on my own, just see if I can get my brain working. And I will be back shortly. So I'm going to do a coffee break, and I will be back. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And please, if you are interested in seeing anything specific or want to have any questions of your own that you want to work through, I'd love to help out if I can. So drop them in chat and let me know. Great. I will be back shortly. Thanks, everybody. All right, hello everyone, back with some coffee. Oh, that was crazy. Like my thing freaked out with my transparency. Anyways, all right, so I think I have this figured out and what I was doing wrong. So I've got my animation coming in here, right? I'm doing a rig stash pose right there. Great. Attribute to match, blah blah blah. Then down here we've got a rig match pose, and so this is kind of the important thing, this time shift here, which is happening. So this is keeping it just at frame 1. That's storing in here. There's our stashed pose. Here's our rig match pose. So now you can see on the blue one that it's actually using that stashed pose. But over here on this green object, we do not have a rest pose. If we look here on this, you can see there's rest, transform, all these things here, blah, blah, blah. And there's also transform. Over here, there is no rest transform. So let's do the same thing. We're going to take this rig stash pose, bring it over here. I'm going to cut those wires. We're going to do the rig being the animation. We're going to take this and bring it over to the capture pose like so. And that should hopefully give us what we want. I'm going to delete this null and move this over like so. Great. So now when we look at this here, oh, okay, hold on. We've got our rest transforms going on here. Let's see if we can clear the existing attribute. Come over here. Oh, I know what it is. I think it's this time shift will be helpful. So let's do a time shift as well here, just to make sure. Feel like we're getting close. Let me connect those. Great. Oops. Got this. Clear it. No. Let's do a new rig mat pose. Let's just see if that's something that's causing us issues here. Target, source. There we go. Just was a cache in here somewhere that it didn't like. So no problem. We can do that. We can fix that. Let's do this and this. Bring this guy over here. Great. All right. Now we're talking. I'm just going to adjust this so that we've got this in a little bit of a better spot. And let's see, which ones are we actually controlling here? Is it the green ones that we're doing? Yeah, we are. Okay. I'm going to generally get this in the same spot like that. Let's see if we can't more or less get these right. Actually, you know what? For now, I'm just going to leave those actually. So let's just go to this tweak pose and we'll clear those out. We'll just leave it the way it is. Great. See if these map points are still working. They sure are. Look good. Look real good. Then we've got our full body IK here. And sure enough, we got stuff working now, guys. There we go. Then if we bring this over here, got him a dancing. His neck is freaking out. Oh, and he's doing some weird stuff. But we're getting closer here. We're getting closer. Let's see, what if we do some damping on him? Ooh, man, that neck That neck thing is wild. We got some neck problems going on here. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Do we need to maybe match these a little bit closer? Could be a possibility. Do that. Let's see. Can we just do this? All right, so instead of maybe doing this, maybe we'll just set this back to 1 so that the scale is roughly the same, like that. That's good. Let's try that. Let's check these points are still connected. Yep. Yep. Let's see this. Nope, his neck is still freaking out. I like when he freaks out like that and flips around. All right. We don't want that one. Just playing around here a little bit with some of these different things. He's freaking out. All right. Let's try some more stuff here with this rig match pose and see if we can't get this in a little bit of a better spot. Not 100% sure, but I have a feeling that if we match these up a little bit better, might be happier. Don't know for sure, but we'll see. Oh, no, that seems right. That seems right. Let's see. Let's try that. That actually was not correct. My bad. Sorry. Sorry about that. Let me tweak this around a little bit here. See if we can't make this work a little better for us here. Going to clear these all out, let it kind of go back to where it was, and let's see if we can't adjust this some more. So I believe what we're doing here is making these things line up as best as possible. Like so. And then if we take these and just start tweaking them around, I think these things will help. Let's see. Can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure that they will. Let's see. Left toe end. What's this? Here. So let's just adjust this side as well. This one, bring it down a little. Guess that those are okay. Let's see. Actually going to remap these points, I think, as well. So let's just keep tweaking this and then we'll remap those points. This for, well, actually, you know what? Let's do this. This up to here, I think. And if we, let's see. I want to check. There we go. We can enable both of them. That's right. I just wanted to see what these were. End, neck to head, shoulders. Okay. Feel like that's getting closer, maybe. So let's do, let me just cut these and we'll do a, what is that one? Forget what that's called. Map points, that's what it's called. Go, and we'll just offset this a little bit like that. Hips. There we go. Now they're working. Cool. So we can do that now. Like so. There we go. If we're holding shift, just like I said, that should work on both sides. So now I'm glad that's working. Toe end to that. Like that. Let's just do them all together. We'll let them do their thing like that. All right. J down like that. Great. We definitely got some problems here. Not exactly working out properly. Let's clear that for a second. Just curious if this works any better. Doesn't work that much better, but it's doing something, and his neck's not going all crazy on us here. So That's good. So I guess the thing is you don't want to like overly tweak these, I guess. So I set these kind of back a little bit more. So maybe what we do is instead of that, we just get these to more or less follow in the general feel of these. It's something like that. This just goes back a little bit like so. And like so. Yeah. Actually, this one goes out a little bit like that. This one comes back in a little bit. Same thing over here. Goes out a little bit. This one goes in a little bit. Got some crazy network stuff going on here. Go back. Yeah, I mean it's not the best rig in the world, but it's doing its thing. It's kind of fun. We got the twist going on there, which is a really cool part of the dance move where his whole body just twists. It's a little different than what you do at like a wedding or whatever, um but yeah, so more or less that's the idea. I'm not 100% sure um why this rig match pose isn't working perfectly. I'd love it if you guys had any suggestions on that part there. I'm not sure if maybe like the answer is to do some sort of scaling on this. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's like that to like match it up more closely. Let's see. Oh gosh, that looks even worse. Actually, kind of curious what happens here when we do that with this enabled. To be honest, oh yeah, wow, that's wild, huh? That's absolutely crazy. Actually, seems like it's a little better when it goes down in scale. That is really interesting. Would not have guessed that. Hmm. So that seems problematic right there, that frame. I'm guessing that has something to do with something with damping or tolerance or something here. Let's see. Definitely not more iterations isn't going to do it. I have a feeling that's like like the fact that we're looking at models with different amounts of spine here or something. Not sure there. Not sure why that's exactly happening. The other thing maybe that we do is there is they were mentioning the config IK. Let's see if we just type in IK. Oops. Go away. This works. Nope. Unfortunately, that didn't work. Actually, do not know how that works. So we're going to leave that. But anyways, so we have some joint deforming going on here. So that's kind of cool. Um, so let's see. What else is there in this um, KineFX kit? Curious what this is. FK transfer. Hmm. Yeah, that's probably not what we want. It's really interesting, though. I don't know why it's moving it like that. It's really interesting. Could we do like hips or something? I don't know. Oh, wow. That seems like way better looking. It's not perfect, but oh, that's way better. I guess you don't want to do full body IK. You want to do FK transfer? Weird. What's the difference here? What's the difference? Interesting. I'm not sure why that would be the case, why that would work so much better, but we're not getting that weird twisting and stuff going on. So it's kind of cool. I think this is just applying the transformations to those joints more or less. And great, a new studio drivers. Phil, thanks. Get out of here. Um, that's kind of interesting. A little bit of a different solution there. It looks actually a lot better. I don't know why that's the case, but it definitely looks better. Cool. Oh, maybe if we do this, maybe if we root constrain this, that could maybe be interesting. Let's see. Could be cool. I don't know. I don't know about that. That seems a little off. It's just weird. I don't know. Oh man, I gotta look into that one some more. But that actually looks pretty good. The 4FK one. I think it's just because it's strictly grabbing the joints and stuff. I think if these were like if this was a closer skeleton to itself, it would actually maybe that would be a better way to kind of transfer those attributes together. Not 100% sure, but hey, we're learning. So if you guys are messing around and find anything, shoot me a message on Twitter or whatever. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's just look here and see what other nodes there are to see what we haven't messed with. IK chains. We did rig match pose. Secondary motion, we looked at that shortly or quickly. IK chains. Not 100% sure what that even would be. Maybe we'll look at it, see what it is. Skeleton. All right, let's look at IK chains. Why not? The last of the nodes that I don't think we've really touched on. So let's do IK chains. So we need a skeleton and IK drivers. Okay. Skeleton? Question mark? IK drivers. Well, when in doubt, go to the help. Okay, I don't know. Maybe like this. Try that. I really don't know. Root name. That. Mid name. That one. Tip name. That one. Oh, I see. Maybe that's not what we want. But let's see. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that's not what we want. Okay, so all right. So I think what we're looking at here. See, I'm not unfortunately not the Mr. Character Artist here. So these things are a little. The twist name should be. Okay. Uses the IK goal. All right. So what we could probably do here is just maybe make a couple of points here. Let's try that. Add. And we crashed. I have no idea why we crashed. That was fun. Huh. Let's see if that was auto-saving. I kind of feel like it was. But let's see. I am using a daily build, so maybe that's why we got a crash there, unfortunately. Hey, on a positive note, while this is booting back up, I did actually get a new modem, and so that seems to be maybe a little bit more stable than my old one was. I have not had any drop frames today, so that is a real hopeful sign. We never know, not until it starts freaking out again, but hey, maybe at least it helped. Let's see here. D Mardini, KineFX play. E. I don't know if that's saved. Let's see. We're back a little bit. All right, well, let's just try this again. All right, so let's see here. Oh, you know what? I don't think we did anything with the skeleton. Let's try that. Let's do test geometry. I don't know. Let's do Tommy. I don't think we have any stuff inside of him there. No. Okay, so let's do this. Oops. Yeah, let's just link those all together. Make sure this is still out. I'm saving. Yep. Great. All right, so let's do skeleton. Not sure why that was so angry at me, but it was. Okay, maybe we do it like this. I can't exactly remember here, so let's see. Yep, that seems right. All right, so let's just see if we can't do something interesting here. Can't, no promises, but let's see. Let's go to set view, maybe front viewport, and we'll just put some joints in here and see what we can do. So we'll do this and this, and that elbow joint, wrist joint, maybe something like that. Go into this tweak mode here. I wonder if that'll do anything. There we go. Yep. Just maybe adjust these a little bit. So, great. Looks interesting. All right, so let's go into our right viewport and just make sure that those are. What? Well, as per usual, side effects are absolute wizards because I did that in front view and it actually just it put those in perspective, or like it put them in the right spot. I, good lord, they are absolute wizards. I really can't even believe that just happened. Well, that makes rigging a little easier, I guess. Okay, all right. Let's see here. So I believe what we would do next is do something like this. I suppose, I believe. Let's see. What I'm actually going to do is just no, maybe what I can do is just do this. I can just do skin group, and maybe I can just select this so I'm not like doing the whole thing basically. Just do this part of them, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if this will work, but it's worth a shot, right? We're just trying stuff. We're playing, right? So who knows? Who knows if this will work or not? But it's worth a shot. This is on visual only because I don't want to be like erasing stuff behind here or anything weird. All right, great. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, I'll take it. So we've got this skeleton, this here, and I'm guessing that there's going to be some sort of capturing weights there. Let's see. Just want to make sure I'm doing this properly. What's this? Maybe I did the wrong thing. Nope. Seems fine. Let's just look here. I want to make sure we're doing this the right way. Just look at that too, out of curiosity. See what the difference is here. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the difference, I guess, that we're seeing. So like if we look at this, this is biharmonic, and this is proximity. We could actually probably take this group right here. I know we can. We can put this in here, and those will be exactly the same. But let's look at this. You can see how much nicer that the quality of that is between those two. Much nicer. Anyways. Cool. So let's see here. What if we do, is there anything here? Let's see. I just want to see if there's anything on this specific thing. No, there's not. So what if we did that? And then, so let's just do this down here then. So I'm going to just cut those, connect these together by holding J. Looks good. Looks good. So what if I do a pose? Rig pose. Just adjust this here. There, okay. All right. I mean, it's what I really need is geometry that goes down his his body so that it doesn't move this part of it. But let's just do this, yeah. Okay, that's working, sort of. I mean, obviously we'd want a full skeleton here instead of just this nothing skeleton, but all right, all right. I mean, I'm not a rigger, but hey, it's sort of working, right? The problem here is that what we really want is something that goes through his body, right? So if we did something like this with his skeleton, and let's go to perspective, set view, front viewport. And let's just say we started here and added in some joints here and here and there. Maybe that's just like a spine. Great. Let's go back over here. Let's see what happens. So this should hopefully do something a little different. Oh, let's go to perspective viewport here. Interesting. So let's try something here. Instead of selecting these, let's just select this one, hit delete. See if that does anything better for us. Because I think now it's going to capture the whole body and the rest of that body should basically be held there. And let's see if this works. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it will or not, but. Not bad. I mean, his shoulder's doing something crazy, but it's sort of working, right? I mean, it's at least a little better, right? I mean, it's not great. And we could obviously mess with the weights of these things and get them to work better, but it's not completely freaking out maybe in that case. Let's clear that. Cool. All right. So let's see if we can't do this IK thing now. So we were looking at the IK, right? IK chains. Let's see if we can't do that. So there's the skeleton that we want. Oops, let's turn this down. Root name. Be a mid name. The tip name, maybe? Oh, see, that's interesting. These are, right, these aren't even named in the skeleton. We probably should have named those. Let's see. Let's see. Is there something in here for like configure? Guess I didn't even think of that. Probably this, maybe. Nope, it's not that. Configure. Configure joints. Let's see. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. Skeleton. Oh, that's cool. There's a skeleton mirror as well. So if you wanted to use that, that would allow you to mirror it down the middle. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, fun. But we're not going to do that right now. I mean, we could, I guess, but the only bad thing now is we've got these in the middle here, and not sure what we would do with. Yes. So the group that we would do is we would do this, and then we would just select like that, and then hit enter, and that would mirror them, just like so. Cool. And then we could actually use that if we wanted to. We could cut this, throw this in here, and then this would now create a capture pose that would have all of those joints calculated like so. Go back to one iteration if we wanted to. Yeah, cool. Anyways, let's try this again. Add. Drop that down. Do 1 point there. Excuse me. And what we could do is we could do a point wrangle just to make some name attributes here, I believe. So that's what we want to get. Do these have name attributes? Do. Name 0.0 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. Great. So what I'll do here is set, let's see what our IK chains are looking for. We want, you can just set 2 things here. So let's do a s at name equals point underscore plus at etnum. But that should be that, I believe. Nope. That? No. There we go. Try that. Sorry, just coding on the fly here. All right, 0.0, 0.1. But instead, I'll call this maybe like target instead of point. There we go. Great. So let's do the goal name, maybe. Oh, yeah. We want to put those in some sort of position anyways. And those are way down there, so we don't want to do that. So let's bring this up here. Here's 0.0. And then I'm not sure what will happen here, but let's give it a shot. Goal name, we'll do which one? Which one's which? I don't remember. That one. Target 0. Great. Oh, you know what? That's why. Because I got to put that in there. Perfect. His spine is not exactly where it should be. That's very interesting. Well, I guess they can't do everything perfectly, but it was a good try. All right, let's go into set view, right viewport. Let's do this. Yeah, he just went right into the skin there. Not the best. That's hopefully a little better. Set view perspective. Oh boy. Maybe the tweak mode isn't what we want. Oh, I see. Interesting. View based, normal based, freehand, surface. I think we can do just freehand. And okay, stop it. Set view, right viewport. And let's just make sure this is. So I see. That was why that was doing what it was doing, was that I had the joint placement in a mode where it was trying to do some smart stuff for us. So that's why it was doing some nice things. All right, now this should actually look a little better, I believe, with the joint capture. Great. The IK target here, let's see. Interesting. I think I'm missing something here. So let me just double check. All right, maybe that's the problem. Maybe this one should actually be this right here. These keep going way over there. I do not understand that at all. Well, I'm not 100% sure what's going on here or why this isn't working, but fortunately I'm not a rigging expert, so I thought that might be fun to try, but it doesn't seem like I'm able to pull anything out there. So we'll end with a little bit more of a whimper than a bang, but I think that's where we're going to end for tonight. Feeling like we got some interesting stuff that we were able to work through, learn some stuff about motion clips, how to mess with these poses and things like that and get those to transfer over. Yeah, and just remember that for some reason, sometimes these things will actually work better with FK transfer. Not sure why, but they seem to be. So if we do this and pin that root constraint to hips, seems to work a little better. Not perfect, but it's a little smoother. And anyways, well, hopefully you guys all have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on the stream. Next week, I might do some stuff on Solaris and walk you through how Solaris works, how to bring items in and things like that. And then even talk maybe a little bit about how some of the tools in there work. I know that there will be let me pull this up real quick here. Where are they? Here they are. I know that there will be a couple interesting things there, like background plate will actually be next Tuesday, so maybe we'll look at how to work with that background plate. I know that Paul Estevez has a really good video for that as well, so check his stuff out too. But even just playing around with some of these other things here, material variation, light mixer, things like that, they can be a little, not the easiest thing to figure out. So maybe we'll talk about some of this stuff like material variation and layouts and things like that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me. And if you watch this after the fact, and if you need anything or are interested in seeing something on the stream, I might do some more this week, maybe with some KineFX stuff. I don't know, but kind of depends on what my week ends up like. But for now, we'll just say that I'll probably see you guys next week. And if you keep an eye out for my on my Twitter channel, you'll see me post different things like when I'm going to be going live. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me, and hope you guys have a great evening. And hopefully see you next week. Thanks everybody. Goodbye. Have a good night.